I just think it's incredible that they've invented technology that enables someone who lives 7 hours away from CCB to participate in the work and worship of this church. I mean, when you move, you always feel that you'll be somewhat forgotten, and being able to participate, especially in Zoom choir, made me feel a whole lot less forgotten, because I got to see people that I knew very well, and that I have great relationships with. And I was able to hear their prayer concerns. I was able to hear their joys. So I was able to stay in touch that way. And it was great because I got to see my mother more than once a week, because we normally Zoom on Saturdays, but getting to see her on Thursday nights was an additional treat, and now Zoom choir has ended, but I'm still participating in the Wednesday morning Zoom meditation, which is great. So I'm feeling connected to my church, and technology has made that possible. So for that, I say thank you.
Good morning and warm greetings from DeLand, Florida. I am Donna King, an associate member of CCB, and I am thankful for all of the IT upgrades that have enhanced my virtual worship experiences. In 2016, I moved from DeLand to Danbury to accept a position as controller for a business owned by a family member. I began looking for a church with a warm congregation, dynamite pastors, and a big music program. On my first Sunday at CCB, I immediately felt at home. I soon joined the choir and enjoyed in-person worship for over 2 years. In the spring of 2018, I moved back to Florida and 5 months later was diagnosed with breast cancer. During my 16 months of treatment, while my husband worshiped at our local church, I worshiped with CCB, a week behind, as the services at that time were not live streamed. It didn't matter to me. I was just glad for the opportunity to worship with the CCB congregation. As I was getting my strength back, the pandemic hit, and with it the opportunity to sing in the CCB virtual choir and real-time services. Thanks again for the IT upgrades. Weekly Zoom rehearsals with the choir were my only social outlet. A few months later, I fell and broke my hip, requiring immediate hip replacement surgery. After 2 nights in the hospital and 5 in a rehab center, I came home to a hospital bed in my dining room for a month. My need to sing with the CCB virtual choir was so strong that 10 days post-surgery, I asked my husband to move the hospital bed so that I could record the CCB anthem with a solid color wall behind me. I could barely stand, but I recorded that anthem and many more. Singing virtually with the CCB choir kept me going through some very dark days, and the support I received from my CCB church family during those events was incredible. During the pandemic, my husband and I took the opportunity to virtually visit other local churches, incognito, if you will. CCB always came out on top, not only for the pastors, the choir, and the warm congregation, but also the professionalism of the live stream presentations. I now sing with my local church choir, but I still tune in to CCB services several times a month. Keep up the good work, and thank you for this opportunity to share.
Hi, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Pat Schultz. I was a member of the congregation from about 2000 to 2016. And when I joined the church, I found it to be such a warm, welcoming place. I was able to join in all the ministries, and I particularly loved the prayer shawl ministry, the Silver Lake retreats, the Yankee Fair, Women's Fellowship, and I really hated to leave. But in 2016, retirement called us to a warmer climate, and we found ourselves in Utah. That's southern Utah, where there's very little snow and you don't have to shovel the sunshine. And so we were pretty happy, but the nearest Congregational church was 50 miles away in Colorado. So I church shopped for a while, and I wasn't really able to find what really aligned with my interests and my spiritual beliefs. And so I really missed my church family. So in a nutshell, you still are my church family. I continue to Zoom every week, and I really appreciate the fact that it's so easy to go back and forth between the prayers and the live action. It made it so much easier to feel like I'm part of the congregation. And so I would like to send a shout out to all the people responsible for keeping this ministry going, because it helps me stay connected to my church family. And one of these days I may even get up at 6:30 and join the Women's Fellowship on Saturday morning, but probably not this week. So thank you for all you do, and I really miss you. Goodbye.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sally Sochi, and I'm speaking to you from my seat in the virtual balcony, my lounge chair. My thoughts regarding the ability to receive church services and other special events remotely can be summed up in 3 words. I love it. Every week I print off a copy of the church bulletin so that I can participate in the responsive readings, prayers, and hymns. All my friends and family know that I do not wish to be disturbed between 10:30 and 11:30 every Sunday morning. My thanks go out to everyone who makes this service possible for those of us who are unable to participate in person, and hope that it never has to be discontinued.
Greetings, Congregational Church of Brookfield family. How am I to put into words what it means to connect virtually with you? Bless this try that I'm about to do. For those who don't know, my family and I moved to Minnesota in 2015 from Connecticut. We have been members of CCB for about 5 years. And we stayed connected by emails, cards, prayer partner, and traveling out for weddings, and then came 2020. In a nutshell, staying connected has meant nourishment for my soul and balm for my loneliness. So through church email, I learned of the morning meditation group led by Pastor Bryn. And truly, truly, what a sacred space that is to be and connected and supported through the miles. And from there, I learned that Tony was doing, of course, I should have figured that out, but she was doing a virtual choir. Music has always been a constant window and conduit to God for me. So what a blessing. Then came 2023, as I was preparing for a planned surgery very early in the year. I needed to stop going to in-person things to minimize the COVID risk at the time. So, being able to join the CCB choir just by listening and singing on my own on mute really helped fill that loneliness and strength for my journey. And what a journey it was, because it was followed by complications and 2 hospitalizations, which then now meant I had the support of my current church family and Congregational Church of Brookfield and this beautiful prayer shawl as an example, besides cards, emails, and letters. The support was just beyond measure. When I was able to join back after I was healed in the late spring, I was there with the choir virtually to hear their announcement that Tony was retiring and to celebrate her last Sunday. So I continue with meditation. My deacon continues to adopt us and send cards and check in and email. So I am so glad to stay connected, and thank you for supporting this ministry as you ponder what we should all give to continue this work. And thank you for always expanding beyond the church walls.